everyone, welcome back to another video. And in today's video we have this 2024 BMW Z4 and we're going to do the taillight tint installation for this vehicle. So this is how the taillight looks before doing the installation, and this is how it looks after the installation. So the tint has PPF properties, which means it will protect the lens from yellowing over time, as well as protect it from any small scratches or any road debris that may hit the lens. Link for the product will be provided below. But with that being said, let's get started with the installation video. So the tools you need in order to install the tint kit will be Slip Solution, Tack Solution, a heat gun, squeegee, and a microfiber towel. And a step-by-step guide in order to create the two solutions will be in the description below. So before we start with the installation, we need to make sure we prep the tail light. So all we need to do is apply Slip Solution to the lens, and with a clean microfiber towel, start removing any contaminants that the tail light may have. So when it comes to installing the tint that covers this whole section of the taillight, it's a 3-piece installation. So first we're going to start by covering this section of the lens where the clear part is located. So with this one, you could do the dry method or you could just use Tack Solution. That way we're able to align it and then tack it down as soon as possible. So apply Tack Solution to the lens and Tack Solution to the adhesive side of the film. Align it to the edge right here. And just make sure you have enough material to cover up to the curve here. So just make sure you have enough material to cover the clear lens on this section right here, inside this curve. Okay, make sure everything's aligned. Once everything's aligned, all we have to do now is just remove all of the Tack Solution that's underneath the film. That way we don't have any bubbles left over once we finish with the installation. And with this one, you can also open the trunk just to make things a little bit more easier. But the main thing that you need to do is just make sure to remove all of the solution. Okay, and now just apply heat. That way we seal the top edges and also this curve here, and then we should be good. We can move on with the next piece. Okay, so now that we finished installing this piece, now we're moving on to the section that covers this side here. So with this one, just apply a little bit of Slip Solution to the lens and Slip Solution to the adhesive side of the film. Place the film onto the tail light and just make sure you're covering this whole section here. And it aligns up here and it should be like this. And you're only gonna have just a little bit of material to cover this section here of the curve. You don't need too much material here, it's just a little bit. And then you are going to need a little bit on this side, that way it covers the curve. So just move it, align it to make sure you have full coverage. So that should be good right there. Now that we place the film, we're going to start tagging it down. So apply Tack Solution underneath the film, keep it aligned, and apply Tack Solution on top. Make sure it stays aligned. That's good there. Grab your squeegee and tack it down to secure it to this section here. And then little by little work your way to reach to this end. So if you need to lift it to adjust it, you can. Just make sure everything's being covered here. And just bring the film down. And if you're having trouble tacking the film around this curve here, we're just going to hold it in position like this and apply a little bit of heat just to help it tack down, and then we should be good. So apply Tack Solution while holding it. Grab your heat gun, apply a little bit of heat, and then just help it sit little by little. Okay, once you finish applying heat, just apply Tack Solution one more time. Grab your squeegee and just help it tack down around the curve. Hold it in position for a couple seconds. That way we help the film start tacking down. So as you can see, the film is starting to tack down, but just continue on holding it. That way we help the adhesive on the film activate faster. And then just make sure before we seal everything to remove all of the solution underneath the film. That way we're not left with any bubbles. Finish the top section. Clean it just to make sure there's no bubbles. Once you see that there's no solution underneath, then just apply Tack Solution all around the edge to start sealing the film, and then we'll move on to the next piece. Okay, so now we're moving on to the last piece that covers this section of the tail light. So just apply Slip Solution to the lens and Slip Solution to the adhesive side of the film. And with this one, we're going to start by aligning it on this section of the tail light first. So just place the film for now like this. That way it doesn't fall off. Make sure it's aligned on the edge, on the top, and on this curved section here. Once you have it aligned, spray tack solution underneath the film, keep it aligned, and then spray tack solution on top. Hold it in position, grab your squeegee, and tack it down to secure it. Okay, once we secured this piece, all we need to do now is just lift the film carefully, and we're going to just do a light stretch to reach it to the end here. And the film is going to overlap just a little bit with this one. That's perfectly fine. So just make sure to stretch the film to help remove any fingers that we have around this area here. So you can have the trunk open just to make things easier. So just lift the film up until where we finish tagging it down here. Grab your slip solution and start applying it onto the lens and to the adhesive side of the film. Place it back down, make sure this area is dry. That way we have grip when we do the light stretch. So it's just a light stretch. Make sure everything stays aligned. And now the finger that we had here is completely gone. Everything's aligned, still good. Hold it in position and start applying tack solution all over the film. That way we can start securing it. So start tagging it down little by little. That way it doesn't move. And these fingers, we could remove them little by just applying a little bit of tack solution and heat. But right now we're just going to focus on tacking everything else down, and then we'll start sealing everything afterwards. Okay, now that we finished tagging everything down, we're going to focus on removing the fingers wherever they're located. So wherever you see fingers, just apply tack solution and then apply a little bit of heat. You could use the low setting for this part when you're applying heat to shrink the fingers. And then once you're done shrinking each finger, we're going to use a microfiber towel with our squeegee. Start tagging them down. Make sure you squeegee at an angle. That way we don't crease the film. And then just repeat the process until all the fingers are gone. And then once we're done removing the fingers and sealing all the edges, we'll move on to post heating. So once we finish with the entire installation for the tail light, the last thing to do is to post heat the entire lens. So to post heat, just apply tack solution to the tail light, and we're going to use our heat gun and apply heat throughout the entire section of the tail light. You could use the low or the high setting. Be careful if you do use the high setting not to be too close to the tint, because we don't want to accidentally burn it. So just make sure if you do use the high setting, apply heat evenly throughout the entire tail light. And as we're applying heat, we're going to use a microfiber towel just to help remove any solution that's still trapped around the edges, and also just helping it tag down in case it's still lifting. Take your time doing this step. Once you're done with this process, you're done with the installation. Thank you for choosing Bogar Tech Design. As a small business, your support means everything to us. If you loved your product, please drop a review. If you have questions or issues, don't forget to message us via email. Once again, thank you so much for the support from our family to yours. So that concludes the installation video for the Taillight Tints for the 2024 BMW Z4. We hope that the video helped you guys out with the installation. Don't forget to drop a like on the video. Make sure you subscribe and turn on that notification bell. That way you don't miss any of our upcoming installation videos. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one.